My name is Mark, or other might know me rather by my pseudonym Van Hauser. I think I'm in a very unique position here at the conference. I got an email by the organizer said, yeah, would you please come and do a talk? And I said, yeah, sure, I can do a talk. What do you want to talk to me about? And he said, totally up to you. So I gave them a totally fake title. And up until now, nobody knows actually what the talk will be about. And I just decided yesterday, because I'm German, so I'm prepared. So I prepared actually for 3 different talks, depending on who are the people here at the conference, if they're more the hardcore elite hackers, or more the student types, or more business people. So yeah, and I adapted. Actually, I'm doing a combination of 2 talks I prepared. The first part will be kind of what I learned about learning and hacking and what makes you successful. So this is rather catered to the newbies here. And the second part will be something that has never ever been tried before in any security or hacker conference. So I have no clue if this will work out, so everyone will be surprised, including me. Yeah. I've been around for really a long time. I started with the whole hacking and security stuff like 20 years ago, which is in computer times like, yeah, you're totally outdated. Who here in the room considers themselves a newbie, so just getting started with stuff? And please raise your hand. Okay, this looks like roughly 12%. Who's been here in the scene, in a security business, studying IT security for, let's say, 2 years, 5 years, something like that, so intermediate knowledge and stuff, know various things? Okay, so far the majority. Who is really experienced, like 10 years, 12 years, 15 years here, and really knows stuff? Okay, few people. Who is here like over 15 years, like 20 years, 25 years? So basically, you're so old, you don't understand current technology, and you must do keynotes like I do? You, okay, only you. Thorsten? Thorsten, I thought you were also a really old dog. Okay, you at least understand technology still. Okay, so when you're that old and that long in the security field, doing hacker stuff, security stuff, you learned a lot, but you not learned a lot because you were in your own room studying for yourself. You rather learned from others. You learned from peers, you learned from books, you went to conferences. For me, I actually learned most by working together with other people and learning from them. And if you've been around long enough, I think there's also a responsibility there. A responsibility to give back to the newbies, to the newcomers, to help them to grow. Because all that is also will be giving back again. So for the hacker community to grow, we have to learn and we have to teach. Not just one. So, as I said, 20 years is a long, long time. And everything I've seen since then is kind of changing. You might say, okay, security, if it's 50 years ago, if it's with medieval age, if it's today, if it will be in 100 years, the basic principles are the same, and that's totally true. Impersonation attacks have been around all the time, will be for the next 100 years. But technology-wise, a lot of change is changing, and that has also a lot of impact on how we learn, how we connect to other people, our social life. So for those who haven't been around for 20 years, it all started very, very, very simple. In the old times, actually I'm older than I look, people tell me that all the time, there was really no way really to exchange information. There were some mailboxes you could dial into. If you were lucky, there was one in your country, otherwise you would need to call another country, and for that you might need blue boxing, and you might need someone to teach you how to do blue boxing to reach that mailbox. to read what other people were doing and download text files, which were mostly wrong. So learning back in that time was really, really difficult. If you wanted to meet people, well, yeah, look who's at the university, in your school. So meeting other people was very, very difficult. When the phone prices dropped and the first internet came for some people, it changed a bit. Now we had mailing lists. The first mail, I remember the Bugtrack was created, the mailing list to exchange security stuff. That was like amazing. People you never heard about, but you thought, wow, they have high skill. Never heard about this guy, but he's somewhere in the US and he's really good and I can learn a lot of what he's writing. So this enabled a lot of learning and exchange. And then again, e-magazines were big and the first conferences starting to be around. Mostly national conferences because nobody thought about, okay, I can travel to another country to go there. But this is basically where we are today. Where in former times it was like we have no information or lots of it is false or outdated information. Today we have too much information. Buy a book on firewalls. Which one of those 50 you can buy on the market? Go to training for reverse engineering. Yeah, 20 companies around the world offering reverse engineering training. Look for a software that does shellcode encoding in various formats. Which of them to use? There are so many. So we're in a time of information overload. And that is for various reasons. And that what makes our current life actually very difficult. And every one of the newcomers here, especially difficult. Technology got very, very, very complex. And I'll show you what the many fields are that you could specialize in if you do security. On the other hand, information is available in an amount of you can't read it. If you would like to keep track of every blog post security related, stuff is written on a mailing list, books, conferences. There are so many conferences. Every week you can go to a security conference around the world. Doesn't make sense. And of course, because it's also a business and because information is easier available, we have way, way more people in security. And that's why today we have here a conference with 2,000 people. The first security conferences we had, for example, in Germany were 100 people, 200 people. Of course, it's changed. For today, it's also 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Because everything grows. But this has lots of difficulties. So, for example, in the older times, you could do everything. You would do pen testing, application security, source code audits, writing exploits on Solaris Spark, on Intel, doesn't matter. You could do it all. Today, there are so many fields, you don't have a chance to do everything. Actually, today, you have to decide on what to concentrate. Do you want to do hardware security, for example? Do you want to do source code audits? Do you want to do telephony security, totally special field, reverse engineering, assembly stuff? You want to concentrate on SAP? You can spend your whole life in SAP and never do anything else. Databases got highly complex. You can write Java code and put it into the database and it's run. The problem is there are so many fields that we can't cope with them all. So today, it's specialization. Without specialization, there is no way you can really grow. But specialization is also a big problem because it makes lots of people lone wolf because they can't talk to one another. For example, one of you guys might be very good in security, and when you tell me what you're doing, after 2 sentences, I don't understand anymore what you do. Then I tell you what I do. For example, I do currently still some IPv6, IP version 6 stuff and BlackBerry reverse engineering. And you might say after 3 sentences, yeah, stop, I don't know what you're talking about here. So actually, these different specializations put a barrier between us. And this is actually a big problem for security and hacking scene. So, and that's something I want to change, or also already trying to change. So what helps is that we break down 3 things that stand in our way to cooperate with each other. First is the anonymity. You have anonymity because if we have, at this conference, for example, 2,000 people, who do you know? Who knows more than 5 people here at the conference? That should be hopefully a majority, but at the moment it's not. Okay, so the rest knows less than 5 people at the conference. Let me put it in another word. How lonely do you feel here? And we have lots of great minds here. And this is not good. Yeah? How do you want to learn if you don't know anybody here? Who knows more than 20 people at the conference? More than 20. Very, very few hands. Yeah? I know roughly 20. I calculated that for me, but it's just because I've been to so many conferences, and there's always the same people at the conferences you see everywhere. So for me, that's easy. Yeah? But especially for you Russian people here, if you don't know many people, how do you want to be successful? How do you want to learn? So for you guys, I will have something very special in the end. That will be the never done before. The second thing is the specialization. As I already said, it's hard to talk to each other if you're specialized in different things, because there's nothing you can exchange really. Someone who's really good with Oracle databases, let's say Alexander Kornbrough is the best Oracle security guy, speaking to Travis Goodspeed about USB hardware hacking. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would like to talk to each other and they would have fun, but what can one give the other? I think there is, but usually it's like, my topic is already so deep and I have to learn so much stuff to keep up with that topic that looking left and right is hardly done. But that's actually what it is to be a hacker. And the last one, the lone wolves. The people saying, yeah, I don't know many people here. With 2,000 people. With 2,000 people, you should know lots of people. And if it's not the case, that's something we have to change. This is a picture I found very good representing the problem. Yeah? So many people, how would you know? Every one of us is one of these stones. You see what the problem is? Yeah, just everyone beside each other and nobody knowing the other. Little communication. Communication usually one way. Some guy on the stage telling you something. Yeah? 50% of people listening but being bored. The other 50% of, what is he saying actually? How does this apply to me? And trying to figure that out. Difficult. Yeah? So this doesn't make me very happy. In the next slide, I want to show you what I experienced for myself, what makes me successful in security. I've been around for 20 years, but not doing nothing, but doing a lot of things. So people know me, for example, for Hydra, the first tool who can attack about 50 different network protocols to guess login password pairs, for example. Or application fingerprinting. First idea and implementation was done in our group, the Hacker's Choice, or the first one to publicly break the A5/1 crypto algorithm used for mobile phone encryption, for the voice encryption, for example. That would not have been possible without the stuff I'm showing you next. So, great hackers and visionary projects is what we need to be together as a large and good hacker community. What makes you a good hacker, so this is especially catered to the newbies. First, it must be fun and passion. You can't believe how many emails I get. I would like to have a job in security. Where should I start? This is already the wrong approach. This guy should rather do a business job in some office and try to make some good money. Because you can't be good in this job if it's not fun for you, if it's not a passion. If you see it as a 9-to-5 job, that's not your job. Because this is something must be in your heart. You say, yeah, I know it's already 8 p.m. and my girlfriend is already saying, yeah, I want to have time, I want to time. And you say, nah, I still want to do this stuff because it's so cool. I want to break it. Nah? Why do hackers break stuff? Little joke on the side. Because we can. Yeah, but that's the passion behind it. Because we want to break stuff. We want to understand stuff. And if you don't have the passion, look for another job.